Another thing I want to talk about is a sense of entitlement that some people feel that live in certain communities, certain neighborhoods, that the community is theirs, that public property is theirs. There is a video that I remember seeing on World Star Hip Hop over the summer. You can also find it on YouTube. It's called Black Kid and Racist Man Argue. And I just show you the picture of it. The video was so intriguing that I actually brought it to my social work class and we watched the video in class, because that video right there showed me and it showed the class how some individuals are so delusional to think that they control public parts of a neighborhood. So if I walk to a pond and they live in a neighborhood and I don't live in a neighborhood, I live across the street, or they don't even know if I live there, they feel the right to question me being there. And that's the situation that occurred in the video, is that it was a young, black male that lived near the community, or he was visiting friends. I'm not exactly sure what the situation was. But either way, him being out there walking his dog through the neighborhood, not even on a person's particular property, but just through the neighborhood and being at that park, that white man questioned him. And, it was a lot of, you should show me the respect. He felt like the kid should have showed him respect when he showed him zero respect, zero regard. And I felt like the kid didn't have to show him any respect. He wasn't breaking the law. He wasn't doing anything to harm anyone. And he's being talked to like he's in the wrong. And he felt threatened. And then as a little pushing and shoving match ensued. And there was another gentleman, an older gentleman, who I felt had an opportunity to talk to the white gentleman and calm the situation down. He could have been, the situation is going too far. This young man has a right to do this, or just being some type of mediator in the situation. Because I felt like it was a real teachable moment, and the situation could have definitely ended, in a different way. But instead, he chose to sit by and not do anything. And, as citizens of this country, we cannot sit by, and not do anything. We have to be vocal. We have to speak. We have to, have discussions. We have to talk to congressmen, talk to senators, get laws enacted to protect the people and not victimize the people. Those are some of the things we have to do. Like I said, we can't allow these individuals to circumvent laws and prey on us. We have to protect ourselves, whether it's, like I said, going through the criminal justice system, whether it's going through the Congress, or whether it's arming yourself, whether it's teaching classes, like I said, on how to, deal with situations like this, because these are conflicts that can occur anywhere at any time. We have to be ready for them all the time. And another thing that I have a problem with, and that I'm really, kind of bothered with, is the lack of celebrity support, whether it's athletes, entertainers, musicians, when it comes to situations like this. Because I know race is still a dicey issue in this country, and it's something that, we tend to sweep under the rug. It's always creates these kind of gaps of, blacks supporting the issue and whites going against it. And sometimes, now with the Occupy movement, and I have several white friends that see injustice and have up to joining and supporting, Trayvon Martin or Sean Bell or Mamiya or whatever the individuals may be. And, I give kudos and I respect that so much, because it's good to have some comrades. It's good to have people, to see that, that understand that you're able to dialogue with and have these discussions. People that don't harbor those feelings, people that don't perpetuate, those type of biases on others. And it's, like I said, kudos to those individuals. I have a problem with, why hasn't Dwight Howard said anything? Sanford is right outside of Orlando. I understand he's a basketball player, he's an athlete. He doesn't have to say anything. But, a lot of these athletes, entertainers are on Twitter all day, tweeting different things, commenting on different things. But when it comes to issues that affects black people, the black community, affects them, affects their family, they get kind of quiet on it. And, studying history, reading and studying, I learned a lot about Paul Robeson. I learned a lot about Ozzie Davis. I learned a lot about Jim Brown. I learned a lot about Muhammad Ali. A lot about athletes and entertainers and celebrities. Harry Belafonte was huge. Mario Van Peebles. People that made movies, made music, art, that spoke to the people. It spoke to the issues. It spoke to whatever was going on at that time. And these people were activists. They used their celebrity as a stage to fight against oppression. Celebrities today are too scared to do that. And I will challenge any of them to do it. the Coney 2012 thing, everybody felt comfortable with that. It was something that happened in Africa. It's something that didn't happen in our backyard. When it comes to our backyard, people don't want to speak out to it. They rather give money. Kanye West came out, and George Bush doesn't like black people and got a lot of flack for that. But I respected him for coming out and saying that. Whether or not, I agree with it, it doesn't matter. Just the fact that he showed enough guts to come out and stand out for something he believed in and speak to it. Even if it meant him losing some, endorsements or losing some advertising dollars. Him being an individual made me respect him so much more. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, where are you? Oprah Winfrey, she was big hyping, the Coney 2012 thing. She's saying right now she wants to kind of see, the facts of what's going on. But it's pretty clear, we've heard the 911 calls. We've seen, the witnesses come on TV, share their piece. It's pretty cut and dry that Zimmerman was in the wrong. Trayvon was killed, wasn't armed, had some Skittles and a drink, died. Police officers didn't do anything, didn't arrest him, didn't give him a drug test, didn't give him a urine sample, taking his word against Trayvon, who was dead. And, I don't even see why there's even a debate going on whether this man is guilty or not. It's obviously that he didn't, whatever the stand your ground law, to me, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but me interpreting the law, it doesn't seem like he followed the proper criteria, was within the means of the law. And even so, you should still investigate to get the facts of what happened. Where's the CSI? Where is, all this technology that we have to, track the crime scenes? Why is this case just getting swept under the rug? Why did it take Michael Baisden? Why did it take World Star Hip Hop? Why did it take Twitter, Facebook, the Griot? Why did it take CNN, Headline News, Washington Post, different newspapers to put this issue out there to give people an idea of what's going on? Why did it take a whole month before you got a federal and a state investigation? Why is the police captain still there? Why does Zimmerman still have a gun permit? Why is Zimmerman not in jail? What is going on? Why are people hiding behind the law? The law is here to protect us. It's not a place for people to hide. We cannot continue to harbor people within the confines of law when they know, and we know as individuals, that this is wrong. This is not just. This is not justice. It's just us. A lot of times, this is how we feel. It's just us. It's them, and it's just us. And it's not even just a black thing. There was a guy in Texas. He seen two guys burglarizing his neighbor's home. His neighbor wasn't home. He called the police. 911 call. Let them know. Okay, these guys are burglarizing my neighbor's home. The official dispatcher told him not to get involved with it. He decides to ignore, her request. Gets a gun, shoots the two guys, kills them, and the guys are dead because this guy decided to take the law in his own hands, and the grand jury let him off. He was acquitted of those murders. And these guys were Hispanics, and we considered them illegal aliens. And I hate that term, illegal alien. What's an alien? Somebody from outer space. It's not somebody from another country. So the language that we use, the attitudes that we have, it's something that we need to. I was thinking that President Obama getting elected, I would thought the country would be solidify more solidarity. I felt real positive, real optimistic about the future of this country. But there's some things that have been going on in Virginia State Congress, Virginia State Senate, and other southern states that shows that the rights that we have as individuals are getting pushed back. It seems like we're going back instead of going forward. And that's a bad thing. And we need to, as individuals, speak out, and we need to correct this because, I don't want to live in fear of being shot and killed, because I don't tell an individual where I'm going when they have no right to even know. I don't want to live in that fear. I don't want my kids to live in that fear. I don't want my nephew to live in that fear. I don't want any of my friends living in that fear. And if it's hard for people to understand that fear unless you live through it, unless you've been in the shoes, of an individual. And, like I said, hopefully this video will, like I say, create a debate, create a discussion. hopefully people will, do some research, read, go out and speak, make videos of their own, and I give kudos to the different internet websites and the different internet social networks that are talking about the issue, having an honest dialogue, and much respect. And I definitely, my heart and prayers goes out to Trayvon Martin's family. Trayvon, man, hey, we fighting for you. We fighting for you. Occupy, the hood, Occupy Virginia, Occupy, movement. There are some good people out here. This behind you. Reverend Sharpton and Reverend Jackson, man, they're not going to be around forever. It's time for young people to step up, become activists, to speak out against these issues, to stop injustice. Because as long as we let these injustices occur, the longer we let them occur, the more they're going to keep occurring and intensify to the point where it's going to be violent revolts. It's going to be riots in the streets because the justice system that we tend to rely on is not protecting us. So we feel like we got to take things into our own hands. And when that happens, things are going to get bloody. And that's not what we need as a country. That's not what we need as a nation. We need to come together. We need to talk about peace. We need to have, a situation where we can just get along. We don't have to always agree, but we need to get along here. Because unless you plan on moving overseas, you're going to be here. So that's enough of my ranting. And I thank you for your time.
Bloody murder, murder, bloody murder, murder, murder. Bloody murder, murder, murder.